Hello, my name is Gemma. I'm a criminologist and a mother. I'm going to go live, but I'm not. Obviously, it's a recording. I'm supposed to go live, but my account won't allow it. I verified my number about 6 months ago, so I don't know why it keeps asking me to verify it so I can go live, so I can speak to other people out there. So I guess I have to change my direction of focus of this video. So let's get into this. One of the occults that I'm interested in is the Rosicrucions, and I'm not going to talk about it itself, the occult topic itself, because obviously, if you want to know about what it means, you have to go read it and stuff. But so this is just me explaining my experience with the Rosicrucian connotation, right? So you gotta think this is all medieval, so we go way back. It's cute when we talk about the occults, isn't it? But it's also very sphere. It's very sphere, and it's very serious. It's very domineering. Power dynamics, all sorts in it. You know, it's like a story. So anyway, in this Rosicrucions, I can denote some understanding of it, which would be a rose. Where do we know what is a rose or a poppy? A rose. What do we know from that? This is a fruit of life. So, it's the cream of the crop. Okay, so this is what a flower is, cream of the crop. And this is a connotation to it. Being the best possible version of yourself. That's the Rosicrucian connotation. Yeah. What else is it? The beauty of the harvest. What else is it? Red is the romance. The colours that symbolise different things, but let's get into the occult specification for it. With every occult, it's an understanding of principles, virtues, and like ideologies. They all come together to create ways and structures in society to understand a different level of spiritual evolution or intellectual. I do think that's why a lot of cults have been so strong and pundit in their presence in this world. And I think it's interesting because it shows a lot of dedication to, maybe an occult. It's not just an occult, it's truth, it's religious underpinning, it's an ideology. Okay? So it's like they would all interlink with each other because they sort of merged together because they all came from the same direction, which is wanting to find higher spiritual significance in a plane that is we can't define. So it's undefinable, so we want to find the answers to that, which is usually how cults spread, religions spread. Obviously, it might be an aspect of domination and control. I understand it might be the foreplay to it, the truth, or the precursor to the motives in the first place. So an aspect of domination and control will always be apparent in every activity in government, society, functions, or higher principles Because it might not necessarily be a higher principle, it might just be indoctrined within society, regardless of a virtue or principle. Because a lot of these things happen these days in our society where virtues are ignored and truth isn't deployed. So a lot of damage can take place in these years. So we have to be profound in our experiences, put them together and make sense quickly. You could argue we could do this in a religious connotation, but do it in a occultist fashion. So the Rosicrucions would be very much about a sacrifice. Interesting. Rosicrucian is a sacrifice. Let's recap on that rose. It's red. So it might not necessarily be an aspect of passion and things like this. It could be an aspect of, destructive energy, chaos. Red is very aggressive, can be. It's a colour, but we can say it can be quite aggressive. Red is passion, so it can be easily turned. Anyway, so we can also understand the idea of sacrifice, which is usually a thorned rose. So every rose has its thorns. So there's a trouble, awareness, understanding. You read loads of stuff from it. But this is kind of like the main principles I picked from this that kind of made me understand aspects in Kabbalic awareness, which would be the strength, guys. Strength. The strength position. 5. Okay. Chakma. So this is an aspect of a Rosicrucian. Okay. And it's in strength we rise, and it's very powerful because I do believe this is where the Rosicrucians would be, in my own personal opinion. But it's a sacrifice. But it shouldn't be a sacrifice, because in strength we rise, and we pull everyone out, and that's my understanding of that. And I guess we're free to be, we are free to question the Rosicrucian. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. But how can I come to you as an understanding aspects of a rise, which is a rose, it rises and it buds, and in strength we rise. And I think that has a lot to do with a Rosicrucian perspective, because it is red. Okay, and so is chakma, right? So in strength we rise, and judgment can be passed on us here. This is usually where we are faced with lots of judgment, but in strength we rise. And I think that has a connotation to the Rosicrucians specifically. So I think one of the things was sacrifice, so there'll be Knights Templar, Rosicrucians. Okay, so it's kind of like, it's almost like, it was quite strange because I think this is where Satanism might come into this, in aspects of judgment. Satanism can come into this, but you can understand an aspect of a rise from Rosicrucians to the Knights Templar energy, because it's a growth and evolution in your spiritual quest or religious, because people are always searching through things. So, and if you're religious, you might question reality or want to know, is there more to life or whatever. Anyway, so this is why, because I think it's Rosicrucians and Knights Templar, right? And this is how it would make sense to me just by my archetypal energies and the ones that I've explained so far. Just little bits. So this is kind of like where a Rosicrucian will be, and I don't agree with aspects of sacrificial energy. I mean, why would you? I don't understand that. You don't have to sacrifice things. Sometimes you have to sacrifice an aspect of maybe a pain to rise in understanding. You have to lose that aspect of pain so you can rise, understand. Fell over, I grazed my knee, oh, it's over now type thing. So then we can overcome that. So, which is a Binar energy. So this is understanding, it's Binar, mother archetypal energy, it's over now type. But you can be that life, you're masculine. What it is patriarchal energy, it's just different caring energy, isn't it? The inversions are the ones where the unnatural ones are the inversions of strength energy. So if you didn't understand the rising strength, you might have fell into an inversion when instead of understanding. Okay, so we can fall into these zones, but we shouldn't have to sacrifice stuff. I think that's of an inverted state in understanding aspects of the strength. I think an aspect of understanding that we have to sacrifice something would be a falsity. I don't think it should be a truth. I think that I think some things might be set up like that. I think sometimes it can be a cause and effect. If you work this much, you don't see somebody this much. If you go home to children or whatever, for example. So there's an idea there where time is spent, time is precious, and we can lose or sacrifice for the gain of something else. So, but we always see it more as a painstaking thing, like we have to juggle everything. It's like, it's not necessarily like, oh yeah, we're going to talk about this, and this. It's more like, oh, we don't sit in that energy of understanding it like that. We understand it like, oh, I have to work this many hours, I won't see everybody this many, I'll only see people this many hours, for example. So in strength we rise in that aspect to understand that that's how it is. So sacrifice, quite a harsh word. Let's get your pronouns out. I do think sacrifice quite a harsh word, because that's why I so strength on it. Because it's about understanding that, so we can rise in that, away from that understanding aspects of sacrifice. Because it can feel so heavy, that energy. But as a rose, I know as a rose, because I know that feeling as a rose, and rise into understanding my own dilemmas, They're precious moments, okay? So Rosicrucians can be seen as a negative thing, but if I was to just talk about like a Rosicrucian concept in the most minimal way, what it would mean to me, it would be this. It would be what I've said, and the trouble. So it would be there. Rosicrucians would be here. This is probably one of the most precarious places to be, which is interesting, and this will be my last words. But as a Rosicrucian, it's one of the most precarious places to be, because you sit in an aspect of strength. Because you are supposed to pull those people out of there and help them bod in Binar. There's still work to do as a Rosicrucian, and that's my honest opinion. Take care.